Hi guys, thanks for joining me for this quick tutorial on how I made my paper pumpkins that I use for name tags or place cards for my Thanksgiving table, and also how I made my napkin rings using some Ippity stamps. Let me show you which stamps I used. The first stamp I want to show you is the one from Love and Return. I used this little banner ribbon stamp. And then I'm also using, from the Fall For You stamp set, I used this leaf. And then from the A Moment in Time, I used the Grateful sentiment with the little butterflies. So those are what I used today. Let's go ahead and just get straight into the pumpkin. All the papers I used today are pretty much from Echo Park. It's their Halloween line, which I thought was still Thanksgiving enough, and they're super cute. And I also used some restoration paper from Crepe Paper. So what I started out with is a strip of paper that is 5 inches long, and then I cut it in 1/2 inch increments. So each of these are 1/2 inch by 5. And then what we want to do is go ahead and just stack those up, make sure they're stacked up really nicely. And then I'm using my crocodile because I'm going to be using some eyelets. So just stack that up. And the first time I tried this, I didn't stack them very well, so I'm making sure I do that this time. I'm just going to hole punch that out. And then I'm going to grab my eyelet and stick it in there. And don't close this very tightly because we have to be able to move those papers around. So I'm just going to do a light pinch. So these still hopefully swivel. Yeah, they still move. So now we just want to fan these out. So there's my other little guy. And now we're just going to fold these up. Actually, what we could have done. This will make it easier. I'm going to hole punch the other side real quick. Now we're going to fan it out. And then just line these up. And however many strips and how thick you make them is up to your preference. I kind of liked an airy looking pumpkin. I liked being able to see through it and seeing the paper that's on the inside. But if you wanted it more solid, you could go ahead and put more strips in. Open it. I'm going to take crocodile one more time. And again, just a light crimp because we'll want to play with those. Kind of has a pumpkin shape. Cute. So that's basically how you make the pumpkin. Like I said, you could add a few more strips if you wanted. I kind of like it airy, but not everybody likes that. Just kind of flattening that out. Okay. And so to decorate it, for the top I have a couple little leaves. Like I said, I stamped these out. I stamped these out onto some restoration paper from Crepe Paper, and these are the leaves from the Fall For You stamp set, and I just kind of have them glued together here. And then I also have the little banner stamp that I stamped out already, and then I wrote my name on that. And then I just have a button with some string. So we're going to go ahead and build up the top here. What I want to use is this foam tape from Scotch. I like it because it'll go over objects and kind of form to them. So So it'll go over that eyelet really nicely. Okay. And then last but not least is our button. And I also liked how the foam adhesive kind of built up the top, so it kind of makes a little more of a stem. Something to way down the bottom there. There we go. So that's the little pumpkin, paper pumpkin name cards. Put that aside, and then I'll show you what I did for the paper napkin ring. They're pretty easy. You probably don't even need a tutorial, but I'll just show you. I have a strip of patterned paper, double-sided, and this one just happens to be 5 inches, but you'll want to make sure it's large enough to go around your, obviously your silverware and your napkin. So make sure you measure that before you cut. And then just to decorate it, I stamped that grateful sentiment on some patterned paper, and then I stamped the, oops, I forgot I used the pumpkin from the Fall For You stamp set as well. I stamped that on that restoration paper, and then I took one of those Copic pen, and I just did a little shading, nothing major, and then a white gel pen to add a little highlighting. And I glued him to the side because I wanted to cover those butterflies. And then we're just going to glue the ring together. Once you get your silverware all set, you can go ahead and glue this around that. And then just add on your embellishment. So then you have your cute little napkin ring. Which you could also, if you wanted to, instead of doing the pumpkin as your name tag, you could also just put somebody's name on their little napkin ring. That would be really cute. So we have the napkin ring and the little paper pumpkin. So that does it for today's tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and learning how to make a paper pumpkin. And have a great day. Bye.